You're listening to MMA Fight Coverage with our host, Sean Dallas Hall, an MMA judge, along with recurring guest hosts, Drakkar, Klose, and Cortney Casey. Produced by Kenny Buffington. MMA Fight Coverage is sponsored by Nationwide Auto Warranties. Any make, model, or mileage vehicles. Get ready to hang with production assistant Carlos Ortiz and Alan.
Masvidal steps in late notice, I guess. Whereas most people kind of reported, I thought that he was training for that. I don't know. Again, hearsay. But steps in short notice to fight the champion Kamaru Usman. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. I want to be tactful about this. I don't really want to be rude or be mean. So, Dre, go ahead.
Man, I thought my fight was boring. Fuck. His was. I fell asleep after the second round. I was like, I'm going to bed.
It looked to me as if it was written after about 2 minutes into that fight that that's the way it was going to go. I kind of felt like it was going to go that way too. You know, you always have hopes. You know, you always hope like, oh man, I hope this is a good fight. You know, like I really do. But a lot of that is the way the UFC is ingenious and brilliant with the way they market people and the way they push people and the way media swings things and all the stuff that we consume, right? I think if you have that fight 10 times, I think the same thing happens 10 times.
How can you ask for money put on a performance like that? Like, I don't think anyone wants to watch Usman ever fight again.
Dude, he's the champ, though. I mean, look, dude, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but you got to beat that dude.
There's a chance that people don't like to watch.
This is true. There's been a lot of fighters throughout the history of the UFC people that didn't like to watch, you know?
And that's why they're around Fox cards.
Sure.
Right?
It's not the most viewer pleasing thing, right? I mean, especially being on the East Coast when that fight didn't happen till like 1 something in the morning. Like you're like, oh my God, like come on, man. You know what I mean? Like let's do something. Like 'cause I'm tired. I've been watching fights for 6 hours, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and you guys ain't doing anything. But again, he was doing stuff. It's just not pleasing to the eye, right? It's effective though.
Hey, those toe stumps are effective.
You know, that's like your second favorite strike.
Dude, he took something out of my book.
I guess you should be charged. You should be charging him 5% on that one.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think you definitely have to look towards the next contender on this one. There's no rematch. People are talking rematch. I don't want to see that rematch. Does anybody? Do you want to see it?
I think I'm excited for Gilbert Burns. I really think he's going to win that fight and end up fighting.
I like Gilbert Burns in that. I like his chances in that fight. I do.
Especially if Usman performs the way he did against Masvidal.
Court, you think Burns got what it takes?
I like Burns a lot. You know, I definitely think he has the best opportunity to win, you know. But then again, Usman's really good at making things boring. Really boring.
And look, he's super good at just slowing it down, right? I mean, he slows the whole fight down. He controls you, and he does what he wants to do because he knows that if you can't score, if you cannot provide any offense, you can't win a fight.
No, exactly, but it's boring.
Look, yeah, I'm
Play the game.
not pleased.
Play the game.
You know, I don't think that he'll be able to do that to Gilbert Burns.
I think it'll be very hard for him to do. Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if he does say, let's say he puts Gilbert Burns down, and which is probably going to happen, eventuality that he's eventually going to get Burns to the floor. Burns is shifty. He moves a lot off his back. He's got good submission skills. He doesn't sit there. He's not just going to defend, right? And I felt like I was just waiting. Like I was like, oh, Jorge, like, okay, are we like biding our time, or like, what are we trying to set something up? I mean, what are we doing here? Nothing. So you can't put it all. I don't think you can put it all on Usman, because there's another competitor in there too who did nothing but defend. After the first 2 or 2.5 minutes, it was all defense out of Masvidal. I don't even know. I mean, I could pull up the strike numbers. I mean, they were horrendously low.
Usman wasn't doing anything when he was taking them down. Or
Usman landed 263 strikes. No,
how many toe stomps?
Granted, probably 90 of them were toe stomps, foot stomps, but Jorge Masvidal only landed 88 the whole fight. You know what I mean? So it's like when you outstrike somebody by over double. I mean, I don't know. You let it 5 takedowns. I mean, it's just Usman knows how to win, and I find it difficult for people to be able to handle guys like that. I think that's why Henry Cejudo was successful, right? Because he knows how to win. He's just one of those guys. He works hard. He knows what the rules are. He knows that he can do certain things, and he knows how to win.
But at least he goes on the finish. You know what I mean? Usman just drags it out.
I'm with you. I thought I was definitely I was watching it with a couple of very casual fans, and they were like, "Dude, I'm out." So, if that tells you anything right there, right? I mean, that tells you all you need to know. That if a casual doesn't want to watch you, you're probably not making any money. All right. Anything else you want to say about that one? Other than, I guess, who you think Burns is up next. I think we all agree on that, right? You think Burns?
Yeah, I think Burns is going to win it, man. He's going to be a new champion.
Burns, not Leon Edwards?
You said Burns or Leon Edwards?
Said Burns deserves it, not Leon Edwards?
Yeah, he's been active. I don't know when's the last time Edwards fought.
It's been a while, but it's also because he can't. I mean, up until now, I guess. Now he can, but for a while there he couldn't. I know that he had injuries, and then he also had this whole Rona thing come up. But I also agree on my books. It's Burns, and then I have Leon Edwards in third. So I think Colby Covington's ahead of Leon Edwards. But again, that's just me. We can move on to the next card. Next card was a ESPN Plus card. Calvin Kattar, Dan Ige. I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about some of these fights. Did you watch the Molly McCann, Talia Santos fight?
I did.
Thoughts?
I lost my money.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm about to send all these fighter invoices, dude. I can buy a car.
That was Santos is tough, but I also thought Molly didn't look like what she's looked like in her last couple outings. But
yeah, I thought I don't know if maybe she was worried about the takedown. I don't really know. But she definitely, her hand output was a lot less. Maybe the reach too could have been a problem. She just never really got on the inside. It seemed like she was moving a lot, trying to like pick shots instead of like dirty boxing her. Maybe that, I don't know if that was like a game plan. Maybe she was afraid of the takedown or the clinch. She might have been just afraid of the clinch. She didn't want to get in. But yeah, it just wasn't the night
That girl just looked real big.
Yeah, I thought Santos did a really good job of imposing her size on it, and Molly's a big too, right? I mean, she's not a small girl.
She's on the shorter side, and she's a pretty solid girl, but I mean, definitely reach advantage, between legs, arms, and everything. I think it's pretty substantial.
Yeah,
and Molly looked good,
Molly looked physically
she lost
good.
some weight, and she looked in shape.
I just think the game plan maybe might have been wrong, or who knows, or maybe just they completely, Santos completely shocked them.
Yeah. I thought Santos looked good out there. I thought she was doing what she wanted to do most of the fight, almost all the fight, and tough loss for Molly McCann. She'll be back, I'm sure. She'll be
for sure.
She'll be back. I'm sure she'll fight again soon. With the island thing going on there, they're trying to get as many of as the European fighters on there as they can, and get as many people who are already fighting and already been there, right, to fight there as many times as possible. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see her make a quick turnaround to try to get back into that top 15. Jimmy Rivera, Cody Stamann, decision. Jimmy Rivera wins. I thought he won that fight. I thought that was fair play by everybody.
I wanted our Michigan boy to win, but Rivera did enough.
It's tough, sometimes it's tough to watch fights when you want somebody to win, right? It changes the way you look at it. It changes the way you react to it. It changes how you feel. It changes everything, I think, the way you see the fight, everything. So it's always tough to want somebody to win that doesn't.
So Cody had to see the invoice.
Sorry, no.
Elliott Benoit, Tim Elliott gets a win and a decision. He needed that one. I don't really want to spend too much time on that fight. I mean, unless you guys want to talk about it. No. Calvin Kattar, Dan Ige. Calvin Kattar, I think he's the real deal.
Dude, his striking is on point.
Oh, it's so good.
And it just seems like he just keeps getting longer and longer and longer with as the rounds go on.
His hand speed, right? I mean, his hand speed is so nice. His precision's he's accurate. He's precise. His timing, everything is right where it needs to be. I think he is on the short list of guys to be able to make a real push at a title.
So who does he fight next then? Who do you think?
I probably would put him. Hold on one second. Well, let me see where. Oh, I want to see that either Zombie or Ortega, or look, I wouldn't even be mad at him fighting Max Holloway either. I think with Kattar being at 6. You got Yair Rodriguez at 5. Again, these are my rankings, not the official ones, because they, obviously there's more people involved. But in my books, you got Kattar at 6, Yair at 5, the Zombie at 4, Zabit at 3, Ortega at 2, Holloway at 1, Volkanovski as a champ. Volkanovski beat Holloway twice. Whether you think they did or not,
up there?
Dude, he's on a tear.
He hasn't fought anybody.
He's about to. He's about to fight Yair Rodriguez. But
That's still a nobody.
He's a nobody?
I mean, he's tough, but he's never gonna win the title.
I think that could be an arguable point to make. Do you think he lacks probably the grappling skill to be able to really get it done?
I think we talked about this before. I said a point fighter will never be a champion.
What about Kamaru Usman?
He's just a humper.
He's a wrestler, and they have free range of everything apparently.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, I didn't know I stepped into that one, I guess. But, look, I think point fighters do well in this sport if they have the right disciplines to do it in.
GSP, hello. Literally jacked
Right.
about it.
It's so. I think personally, when you look at a guy like Yair, you have to look at the fact of if he goes up against somebody who can really bully him, is he going to be able to get those submission attempts off from his back? I mean, it's one of those things. So, I think also Zabit is one of the toughest guys in that division. I don't, that's why I have him ranked up so high. I think that guy could be champion tomorrow. So Zabit will be fighting Yair, I believe, and then Ortega's supposed to be fighting the Zombie, whether that happens or not. So Calvin Kattar looks to me like he's got Max Holloway available. Because he said he doesn't want to fight down, so he's not going to fight Josh Emmett, Frank Yeager, Jeremy Stevens. He already beat Jeremy Stevens, Arnold Allen, Jose Aldo. All those. He's not going to fight any of those guys. Who do you want to see him fight?
I guess Max, that'll be if they want to push him to be the champion, I think that'll be a good matchup for him.
And look, and even if he loses, right? That for the UFC is a win too, because now you got Holloway back on a win, so then you can push him because everybody likes a lot of people like Max Holloway. He's a big star, so
I don't care who he fights as long as we get to see him back in there soon.
I really do think you will. I think he came out of that fight fairly well intact. So I think that's something that you'll probably see him get right back at it again. Even though he just fought not too long before this either, right?
Right. I think he fought like the week before me or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right? 2 weeks maybe. He's close.
I don't know. They were talking about his nose broke or something, so he might need surgery on
He
that.
broke his nose in the first fight, and then
First fight, yeah.
Fought this fight with it broken already. So he still looked like he was fine. He got hit in it and then right in the first round, and it looked like it could have been a problem, but he wasn't breathing hard. It didn't seem like he was having any.
He kind of slowed down a little bit.
He beat Jeremy Stevens in May. He lost to Zabit. He lost to your boy Zabit. That's why Zabit's ranked number 3, by the way. So he beat Calvin Kattar's ass.
Dude, I'm going down to 45. I want to.
What are you gonna do? Hold him up against the fence and foot stomp him?
Hey, gotta get the job done. Usman style.
Getting that dub. So I like those fights. I know you want to see him fight again quick. Me personally,
Not
I can see him.
quick. I just want to see him back in there soon.
Yeah.
End of the year.
Yeah, I think after a couple more events, we'll see some things clear up a little bit in that division for him. Like right now, it looks like the only fight for him is if Ortega doesn't fight the Zombie, then he could fight Zombie or Ortega. But it looks to me like they're going to be fighting. You guys probably know a little more about that than me. What is that signed or what?
We don't know anything.
No. So I know they're talking about it. They had been talking about it. So, anyways, so I like all those fights for him. I think he'll have a good shot at getting up there and being involved in at least a title eliminator by the end of the year. So good on him. 2 fights in a row, one with a broken nose. Well played. Next card. I don't really want to go too far into this. I think one thing I do want to talk about is Askarov's win. I think that guy is a very good talent. I think he's been flying under the radar for a while. And he beat Alexander Pantoja on the next card we're talking about, which is Figueiredo Benavidez. He was the opener on that. No,
See the 85er that
flyweight.
flyweight.
Yeah.
How do you win?
He won by decision, but Pantoja's tough. Like it was a tough fight. They were fighting. They were fighting hard. There's a lot of clinching, a lot of groundwork in that fight. Askarov
Missed that one.
really likes to favor takedowns and that grappling. I mean, he's really good at it. So yeah, then Rafael Fiziev beat Mark Diakase. That was I thought a good showing out of Fiziev for, I believe it was his first UFC fight, right?
Second, I think.
Second
Second or
or
third.
second. He's 8-1. His nickname is Adaman. It's his third fight. So he fought Mustavev and White and beat. He lost to Mustavev. But I mean, I thought he looked good. I think at least it's worth saying that he looked all right. He looked good. I mean, I thought he went out there and did what he's supposed to do. Looked good. Let's move to Hermansson, Calvin Gastelum. Boy, go ahead.
I want some money on that fight. I knew Calvin was going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't think his ground game's not that good.
Yeah, Hermansson his submissions look so fast, right? Like he gets them in there but I also felt like Calvin could have got out of that. Right? Like, did anybody else think that?
He didn't know what to do.
I mean, I thought that was something that Calvin should have been able to get out of. He should have been able to pull his leg out of. But anyway around it, Hermansson held onto it and cranked that sumbitch, and it looked like it hurt. I mean, it did. It looked like it hurt. Gastelum tapped out. Where does Calvin go? Where does Calvin go from here? Anybody?
I don't know.
Nutritionist and get down back to 170.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, he's a short. Yeah, he's a short guy. His body doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes he looks really good, and then sometimes you're like, man, what's going on?
I mean, he still can compete at 185, but I don't think not with those top guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, 3 straight losses, I believe?
I believe so.
Yeah, 3 straight losses. So Adesanya, Till, and Hermansson. It's tough. I mean, when you're on 3 straight losses, it's tough you're going to have to fight guys that are below you or down in the bottom of the rankings. You're going to have to give some young guys some chances. And see what you're made of, I guess. Either that or, like Dre said, find a nutritionist.
That'd be his best bet.
I do think Hermansson looked good. I think Hermansson is a tough guy. I think Hermansson also has a lot of upside. I don't know how he does against a Paulo Costa or Adesanya, but again, that's to be seen, right? I mean, also Jared Cannonier's up there too. I mean,
you gotta put our boy Jared in there.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a fight that is Cannonier scheduled, right? With somebody?
No. Cannonier beat Hermansson already.
Yep. Cannonier's right. He's ahead of him. But I thought they were talking about scheduling him with somebody. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I thought I saw that they were talking about scheduling him with somebody, but
I wonder who would it fight?
there's really not anybody to schedule him with other than like a Yoel Romero, right? Because Till's fighting Whittaker, Costa's fighting Adesanya, Hermansson just fought. I guess that's not fair to Cannonier to give him back to Hermansson because Cannonier already beat him, right?
Yeah.
So God, and then you go down, you got Gastelum, Romero, Brunson, Edmund Shabazian. You know, you don't want to fight down like that. I think that's somebody that they might give Gastelum is Edmund Shabazian.
That dude's nasty.
I know. But look, you're coming off of 3 losses. Do you get choices at 3 losses?
Weaker than that.
Do you get choices at 3 losses?
I know I would. I'd be acting like I get injured every time they give me somebody tough.
You're giving away all your secrets, dog. Do they, Court? Do you think? I mean, they give you.
I think, yeah. I mean, 3 losses. You're probably on a contract renewal at that point. You probably aren't able to negotiate a contract renewal. Maybe they make you fight out your fight, and then resign you if you win, which means you probably have a choice, and they'll probably give you 3 people. You know what I mean? One, right there at the rankings, a ranked guy, and then like a nobody, and pick your poison.
Wait, you get choices? I never get a choice.
No, I'm saying I think that's what they would do. I mean, I would assume that's what they would do, considering he's coming off of 3 losses. You know.
I mean, I would assume coming off of 3 losses, like you got to take on one of these guys who are coming up. You know what I mean? You got to take on a Shabazian, a Heinisch, Akhmedov. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's what I think they do. Like a lower ranked guy, a prospect, and then someone who has a few fights. You can probably easily win. Something like that.
Don't mess around and put him in there with Kizmat Chimaev.
Well, that's what you do on those guys. Guys with 3 losses in a row that have a name, you use them as a name at that point.
Yeah, to try to help keep you up there, right? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, out of all these people in this list, they all better be paying attention to Khamzat Chimaev, whoever that, he just came out of nowhere and just destroyed. No? You didn't see it?
Was that you talking about Khabib 2.0?
Yeah.
He's a 70-pounder.
He's a
70-pounder.
Yeah, but he fought at 185, right?
Yeah.
And so he's also talking about fighting again at 185 because he wants to fight. Wants to fight this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said that like 100 times in his post fight.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to. I'd hate to be the guy like Kelvin Gastelum coming off of 3 losses and have to go up and fight that guy. You know what I mean? A guy who nobody really knows, and all of a sudden you got to go out there and fight a dude who's a killer. That's tough. It's tough business.
I wonder if he dyes his beard because it's pretty black.
I don't know. Ask him. We can ask him. You want to try to ask him?
Yeah.
Look, you want to bomb his Instagram account and see if we can try to figure out whether he dyes it or not?
Dude, I always wonder that, like when people like their hair's a little lighter black and then their beard is super black. I'm like, do they dye that?
As you can tell, I dye mine.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Last fight, and then we're gonna get out of here. Benavidez, Figueiredo. You guys want to start?
Go ahead, man.
I love Benavidez. It was sad. It was a sad fight more than anything. Just because, I mean, gosh, it was emotional, get him getting out of those chokes, like him getting dropped right away. And then getting submitted at the end, it was pretty bad. It was a hard fight to watch because he's such a great guy. You know what I mean? And you want him to win because he's such a nice guy. His wife's nice. Like his whole aura and everything. He's just a good guy. You want that Cinderella story as far as the UFC goes because we don't get very many of them. But
do we get any of them?
I mean, no, not really.
I mean, not unless you're a Conor McGregor fan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
it
was just tough because he is such a nice guy.
It's tough because Figueiredo is a a smashing machine. That
Nasty.
guy is unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you right now, when he comes up to 35, he's going to smash those guys too. Dude, that guy is man. That guy is.
I think he'll beat Peter Young.
He's the champion.
I think he'll beat him. But there's other guys that I think that he will be able to hang with.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. When I look at,
But I don't see him being beat at 125 for a while. So,
do you think he beats Cejudo? If Cejudo says I'll come back,
it'll be a good fight. It'll be a good fight.
Oh,
He's vicious. He's nasty.
You're gonna waffle on me for that at the very end. The very end of the show, you're gonna take no stance.
No, I don't see anyone beating him. So if Cejudo wants to go down there and fight him, I just don't see no one beating that guy.
Court, what do you think?
He's nasty. I mean, I don't. Are we talking like realistically, like if Cejudo comes back, or like right now in the division?
Like if Cejudo were to come back and say I'm back, and they say, all right, well then we're putting you in a flyweight title fight against Figueiredo, and it happens, let's say, end of the year.
Cejudo don't make weight. I mean, you gotta think he's retired. I mean,
sure,
not by the end of the year, I don't think. But if, say, for instance, it does happen, I still think he pulls it off. I don't know if he can. Cejudo's fast. That guy's fast and strong. And crafty. You know, he's crafty.
When I was there live and I watched him fold your boy John Moraga, man, he was hitting him so hard, bro. He was. I mean, those shots were so hard. I mean, he folded him with a body shot. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see that fight. I think that would be the only like if Cejudo comes back, I think that's the only competition he has.
Yeah, when you look at that division, it's looking like nothing but champagne and red panty nights for Davis and Figueiredo for the time being. With the exception of what I talked about Askarov a little earlier. That guy can wrestle. That guy can grapple like very, 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 very well. He's very proficient at it, and anybody who's proficient at grappling like that always stands a chance. So it's possible, but improbable. I'm out of focus. Nope. Magically can't fix it. I tried. I gave it a shot. Look, I think that's probably a good time for me to hang up then, huh?
Wait, what did you say, Alice? I didn't hear you.
I said it's probably a good time for me to hang up since I'm out of focus. Oh, wait, there we go. Nope, still out of focus. Anyways, any parting words?
I'm excited for these fights this weekend. Hopefully I can win some money because
we got a lot of making up to do.
These fighters these days, they ain't pulling it off on me.
Hey, invoices, bro. Invoices. Start
I
printing.
wish it worked like that.
Emailing them. You definitely should be sending one to Kamaru Usman for the foot stomps. I'll second that one. I'll sign that one. I'll say, look, I think you deserve a little change.
Now he's the king of the foot stomps now.
I guess. Until you get back in there and throw 60 of them.
Nah, he had 25 minutes of foot stomps. I only get 15.
He had 288 foot stomps. He landed 288 strikes, and they were all foot stomps. I love it. But whatever gets the job done, right? That's what they say sometimes. Some people smarter than me say whatever gets the job done. So I'm going with that. Whatever gets the job done. And he got the job done. Court, anything new out of you? Anything, nothing? We're good?
Oh,
Fights?
No, nothing. I'm good.
No fights coming up? Anything in the rumor mill?
Possibly, what was it? October?
I said November.
November? Oh, November.
Coming up?
Yeah, November's not too far away. That's Thanksgiving season.
You know,
I haven't been able to eat Thanksgiving or Christmas in a long time.
that sucks.
Yeah, but
hopefully we get on
really,
the same card.
I don't want to be on the same card.
To kill birds with two. I can't even talk right now.
Two birds with one stone. I got you, babe. Again, why we can't find on the same card? I got to take care of them.
Yeah. Who's going to make all your food and do all that stuff for you, Dre?
Oh, I still have to do it. That's the problem. It's just additional on top of me.
I don't know. Is Trifecta sending out bills?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
We got 3 minutes left. Thoughts on Venom? Venom being the new sponsor.
Man, I wanted to be.
Man, it could have been anything. I think other than that. Like, is that really a brand? I don't even
like it.
Combat Corner would have been way better.
Would you say who was better?
Combat Corner.
I thought that they should have went with Trevor Whitman's Onyx.
Oh, that would have been dope too. But I mean, really, there's so much better quality gear out there and stuff. I don't know. They must be under someone's umbrella.
Yeah, I've heard a mixed bag on that one. Some people say they really like Venom stuff. Some people say they don't. I mean, but I've been asking everybody, or trying to ask everybody to figure it out.
But they have to, for them to win bids over other people, I feel like they have to be under someone's umbrella.
I think Reebok bowed out. I don't think Reebok wanted to renew. I don't think that they probably didn't see a whole lot of value from what they did. I mean, you know, I don't think there was.
As long as they paying me, I don't care really.
Yeah, what are our checks gonna look like?
That's a good question, right? Like,
I heard that we're gonna have Venom kicks, but we still have Reebok shoes
for like the first year or something.
I want double checks.
There it is. Dre wants double checks. Venom, send them over. Dre wants double checks. Cortney gets double checks. That's 4 checks in the household. I love it. I'm with it.
Technically 6 checks because we have to fight to get those checks. So guaranteed.
Whoa. That's too much math for us. Too much math for us MMA people.
That's 8 checks.
We can't add up to 6 or 8. That's too
and
much.
Let's do that in one night.
One night.
I love it. Well, hey, it's always good catching up with you guys. Fights this weekend. We'll talk about them next week. Until then, love you. Miss you.
Love you too.
Love you too, Dallas.
Peace.